Hello everyone and welcome back to Mary's Creative Decor. Hello everyone and welcome back. For today we'll be refinishing this old dresser. This is a French provincial dresser and I have the matching chest and I'll show you that in a second. As you can see, this dresser is pretty beat up. It's been exposed to the elements, so all of the varnish on the top has pretty much come off. There's a couple of gashes that's going to have to be refilled. The hardware is pretty nasty. Even the trim or molding around the drawers is missing a piece, so I'm going to have to take that off. It's just pretty nasty, but that's okay because we're going to work all of that out. That's a gash that's missing here in the corner. Just like I said, pretty beat up. Now here is the other piece. Now this piece, I got it a while ago. Again, it was free to me and I had it in my basement. So again, it's not beat up at all. It's in good condition. Now it doesn't actually go with the dresser upstairs, but I feel like I can make the two the same. The hardware is just a little bit different, but I'll mix it up to make it all look like one set. So this particular piece on the top, I'm going to have to use a paint stripper to strip it off. And here are the knobs. They're rounded on this piece but have more of a point on the other piece, but yet very similar. Here you see me spraying or misting the unit down. I'm going to scrub it, make sure that I get all the dirt and crud off the furniture. I'm using Awesome, a spray cleaner, and warm water. So that was the easy part. Now we're to the hard part. This is the dresser. I have it laying on its back. I've removed the drawers. The doors are still on, but I'm going to remove that. Here I'm showing you where I'm missing a piece of the molding that's around the door. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do with that. Now I love the key, the Greek key design. Very, very pretty. Here's my drawers. That's the 4 large drawers, and here are the 2 smaller drawers. So I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to do the same thing I did with the other one. I'm going to spray it with my Awesome and use warm soapy water and clean it. Because this piece is so dirty, I want to take my time and make sure that I'm getting into all the little grooves and really washing down the furniture well. Take a look at the amount of grime and dirt that came off this piece. Now we're back to the chest. It's clean and free of debris. I've applied my first coat of Ready Strip. I covered it with plastic. I'm going to leave it for 30 minutes to an hour, and then I'll be ready to strip the paint off. So while we wait, I'm going to continue taking the hardware off the chest so that it will be ready to be sanded before we begin to paint. My drawers are out with the exception of one, but now you see me taking a painter's tool and I'm scraping all the paint or all the varnish off the top of the chest. I'm pulling the plastic back and the paint is going into the plastic bag. Once I've removed all the stripper from the top of the chest, I will take some mineral spirits and an abrasive pad and scrub all of the leftover residue off the top of the chest. Now we're going to move back to the dresser. It's been cleaned and it's free of debris, and now we're just sanding off the top of the dresser. So today we're going to get all of this old varnish off the top and go down to the bare wood just like we did the chest. But in this case, I don't have to use stripper. And to let you know, I'm using a hand sander because I'm inside. And as soon as my husband come in to help me take it out, I will take it outside and use an electric sander. So today I'm using my 80 grit sandpaper on my sander, and I am sanding the top side of the furniture. I'm trying to get as much of the varnish and stain off the top as possible because I don't want to paint this. I want to stain the top back. So here you see me going all the way down to the bare wood with the 80 grit sandpaper. Now I'm just roughing up the rest of the piece with 120 grit sandpaper. Now that I'm done with my sanding, I'm going to take some warm clear water and wipe down the furniture. This is to make sure that I'm getting all the dust off. And this will be it for today. I'm going to let the wood dry, and I'll come back and sand the top again with 240 grit sandpaper. So I'll see you guys on tomorrow. So today we'll be working on the drawer fronts. I'm taking all my drawer fronts and I have sanded them using a 220 grit sandpaper. And this is just to rough up the front of the drawers so that it's able to receive the paint. I'm doing this on both the drawer fronts as well as the dresser itself. As you can see on the dresser, all my holes have been patched and it is sand smooth as well. Now we're ready to turn our attention to the doors. I'll do the same to the doors as I did to the drawers. I'm taking my 220 grit sandpaper and I am roughing up the doors. I'm also making sure that where I took the trim off, that everything is smooth. My sanding is done. My patchwork is done, and now we're ready for paint. Today we'll be using Dixie Belle chalk paint. I'm going to shake it up really well, pour some in a container. I'll be using my short handle angle brush today. Now, this is the first time I've used chalk paint, so bear with me as we go through this process. I did do research on it, so I have some idea as to how to apply it. So we're starting with our first coat on the drawer fronts. So the pieces that I'm doing today with the chalk paint, I'm doing them in the midnight sky. The client wanted something black or gray. She wanted a dark gray. So I chose this color because it's black, but it has a gray cast to it. So we're going to see how this works out. Now I'm almost done with my first coat of the chalk paint, and I realized the one step I didn't do is to water down the paint. It was drying really quick, which made it blotchy. So what I'm going to do when I do my second coat, I'm going to add a small amount of water in the paint as well as mist the furniture before I paint. And this worked out beautifully. The paint didn't dry as quick and it went on much easier. And I was able to go back over it if I needed to because it wasn't drying so fast. Also, you guys can see I did switch brushes. I went to purchase a chalk paint brush, and it has a pointed tip, and this made it easier to get in some of the crevices on top of the furniture. I will have to get a smaller brush to get those fine details, but this helps so much. So I'm in my garage and I have my dresser upside down. Now you guys know I already added 2 coats of the charcoal paint. I want to add legs to the bottom of my dresser. So what I've done is put a piece of wood from one corner to the other corner, and this is where I'll put my bracket for my leg. And I did it also on the back. I didn't have a piece of wood wide enough, so I just used 2 pieces of wood, and I have attached it from here on this side and then also on the back side. And this is so that it would be sturdy and I don't have to worry about it coming out, because it's attached on this side as well as this side, and I did that on both ends. So now I'm about to add my brackets, but before I add my brackets, I want to take these little floor protectors off the bottom. I need to take those off. There's one on each corner, so I'm going to get something so that I could pry that off. So here I am preparing the bottom of my dresser to receive the legs. So I'm taking a chisel and a hammer and I'm taking off the floor cover tabs on the bottom of the dresser. And I'll do this on all 4 corners. Now I'm taking my drill bit to attach the bracket, but the first thing I have to do is drill a hole the depth of the bracket. So what I've done is taken my drill, added a piece of tape to go down as far as I need the drill bit to go. I'll drill the hole and then place the bracket in the hole. Then I'll be able to screw it in on all 3 or 4 corners, and I'll do this on all 4 sides. Now that all 4 brackets are in, I am able to screw all 4 of the legs into the brackets on the dresser. My legs are screwed in. Now we can stand it upright and stain the top. I have brushed off the top of my dresser, and now we are ready to apply our gel stain. I'm using Minwax in the color Hickory to apply to the top of my dresser. I'll be using the Dixie Belle applicator to apply my stain. The one mistake I made was not to use a wood filler that's stainable, but I will just apply my gel stain a little bit heavier on the corner. Okay, so right now I'm in the basement and I'm about to put a top coat on the dresser. As you can see, it has been painted, and just like the dresser that's in the garage, this piece is in the basement and it is ready to go. So how I'm going to apply that, I am going to use Gator Hide by Dixie Belle, and again, this is the first time that I will be using Dixie Belle products, but I did read up on how to use it, so I did my research. So I got the Dixie Belle applicator, top coat applicator. It said you should damp it, so I did damp the end of it. And what I have done is poured the Dixie Belle Gator Hide in a bowl. And so what I'm just going to do is put the in here, and I'm going to wipe off the excess. Now I'm going to begin adding the top coat to the furniture. Again, wiping down to make sure there's no debris. And I'm going to apply it smooth, easy strokes in one direction. Once I have my first coat applied on both pieces of furniture, I'll wait 2 hours between, and then I'll do a light sand. Now I'm sanding between my top coats, and I'm using Steel Wool 000 density just to knock down any rough spots. Today I'll be adding my top coat to the rest of my dresser and my chest. I decided to use Varathane top coat to do the sides and the drawer fronts. And I will be applying 2 coats, doing the same thing, giving it a light sand between each coat. This is the last step. I'm adding the hardware to the piece. I do have to drill new holes because I purchased new hardware and the sizes were different. Once I'm done adding the hardware, we'll be ready for the reveal. OMG. My chest turned out absolutely beautiful. I've never used Dixie Belle products before, but this is absolutely great. The color is so rich without being black. It's kind of like a smoky black. That midnight sky is wonderful. I would definitely try Dixie Belle again. And I love the gator hide on the top. It gave the top just enough shine, and again, beautiful. And I also love the Varathane satin finish on the rest of the piece. Made it absolutely stunning. Let me know what you guys think. And if you haven't subscribed, now is the time to do so. So hit that subscribe button and share it with your friends and family. On those drawers, I decided to go to the dollar store and add contact paper just for a little style on the inside of the drawers. Absolutely love it. And here is my sideboard turned dresser. Look at the hickory top on the finish. It is absolutely beautiful. And once again, to make it match, I did the contact paper on all the drawers. I put a wood conditioner on the inside of the doors. And if you can see, I put different legs on. I wasn't happy with the other ones, so I made them a little bit chunkier. I love how it turned out. Again, let me know in the comments section what you think. I did order new hardware for this piece to match the other piece, but I had to paint all of the hardware in a metallic gold. So if you guys have enjoyed it, make sure you hit that notification bell so you'll be aware of all my upcoming videos. I want to say thank you all for watching and have a wonderful, wonderful day. God bless, and I'll see you in the next one.